Oh, wow. I was getting into that music. Thank you so much for tuning in to this edition of Eye for Business. I'm Siobhan Reed, immediate past chair of the Durham Reading Perimeter Chamber, and where we are focused on economic prosperity for all. I'm super excited and thrilled to be here with you today. We have Dr. Jason Kaplan of Kaplan Orthodontics in Dunwoody Village. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Siobhan, for having me here. But I want to tell you that this is a first for me, so I'm so excited. I also want to say that I'm actually located not in Dunwoody Village, but I'm at the intersection of Chamblee, Dunwoody, North Shallowford, and Peeler, like as you're on your way to hit the
Yes.
expressway. So that's where I'm located.
Oh yeah, I know exactly where you are. We actually went to the oral surgeon across the street. So yes, all right, amazing. So
I know
man, tell me.
it's like a dental center. Like that whole corner is like most of the dentists from Dunwoody are like right there. But fortunately, all the corners everywhere in Dunwoody, it's very easy to get to any of the dental providers. So it's such a wonderful city to live in.
Yes, indeed it is. So now tell me, you've been doing this for 20 years, creating beautiful smiles. What has been the biggest change you think in the industry of ortho care?
Oh, I'm so glad that you asked that. I mean, really, the biggest change that I have seen has been the number of adults seeking treatment. So it's not some fancy gadget or a new type of orthodontic appliance. It's this shift from where we had about 95% of our patients being children or teens to seeing that that number drop down. I mean, specifically in my practice, about 60% of our patient base that starts treatment and comes in for new patient exams are adults. Now, that doesn't mean we're seeing any less children or teens, but the number of adults coming in wanting to touch up that smile or have something that they couldn't have when they were younger has really made a difference in how we reach out to patients and how we deliver our care.
Wow. Well, I will tell you, wearing those retainers are crucial because I had to go through second ortho treatment as an adult because I didn't wear them. And I was like a little bit particular about one of the teeth that were out of alignment. So, yes.
Yep.
And then I've also gone through it with two teen daughters. And so we just finished our last bout of treatment and we're super excited. We can all smile and be proud.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a real testament because your daughters got to see their mom, take care of her teeth and see how important it is. So hopefully that'll be a little bit of an imprint and they won't have to go through treatment later. But if they do, there are definitely a lot of different types of options that are out there. And you ask this question about like this number one change, like what is the thing that I've seen the most, and it's interesting how it happened. Can I tell you a little bit of story about why I think this shift is going on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right. So about 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago, a company, everybody knows about this company, it's Invisalign. Like, so Invisalign comes out and they hit it hard with like direct to consumer marketing. Now, some orthodontists and some dental providers, they looked at that and said, this is not how we want our profession to grow. But as we all know, high tide raises all ships. And so when you introduce this like new product, you start to get people thinking about, well, what do I need to do for my own dental care? So, clear aligner therapy, which is like the umbrella name for companies like Invisalign, this gives adults an option that they didn't have before. Now, really, teens have that option. And even further, like we have a number of young patients, I mean, elementary school kids who use clear aligners. So clear aligners gives this opportunity to take care of the need that the adult has. So like take you, for example, Siobhan, you had this one tooth that just got out of alignment. You're like, I don't want this tooth. This tooth needs to get back where it belongs. But maybe you didn't want to go back through braces. I'm not asking like what type of treatment that you have, but most of the adults that come into my practice are asking for a solution that is invisible or near invisible. And that is what clear aligner therapy has. So we use this simple series of plastic aligners to, in stages, move teeth a little bit at a time. And instead of having brackets and wires, which may be unsightly, even the clear braces or the plastic braces, this gives another option for adults to, take care of those unsightly teeth. And most treatment completed within a year or less. So it's really exciting for our adult population. and our teen population to have options that were really not there before, or not fine-tuned enough before to be able to be predictable and dependable.
Yeah, you're so right about that. Now, okay, as a mom who's gone to the ortho, like, I don't know how many times in the past 6 years between
Yep.
the 3 of us, right? One thing that is really, really crucial and important is being able to get in and get out because it's time consuming, right? You have to go pick
Yeah.
up at school, you have to go. It's just a lot of logistics involved. But,
Sure.
you spoke a little bit about the practice cultural philosophy. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I think that is what can really just like distinguishes your practice from all the other ones in the world.
So, one of the things that you just mentioned about time is everybody's being pulled in a lot of directions. Kids now, I don't remember this being a kid. Okay. And I'm a child of the 80s. I was born in the 70s. My main influential years are the 80s and anything 80s, whether it's Atari video games or John Hughes movies. Like this is it. And during that time, this is when we went to the orthodontist, and we went every month. I mean, that was the standard protocol. Now, because of time and because of developments in orthodontics, I mean, there are patients like my clear aligner patients I see every 10 to 16 weeks. And my
Mhm.
braces patients I see every, let's say, 6 to 8 weeks. So there's a difference in what is needed for each patient. So culture-wise, we look to foster that. We look to say, hey, we have found a way in our systems to be able to be not as demanding on your time, but still get results and smiles that you're looking for. And that's pretty cool to be able to do that without the stress strain of being pulled in so many different directions, whether it's cheerleading or basketball or lacrosse or piano, whatever it is. Like, we know that your time is valuable as a parent. And we know that kids are stressed enough with what's going on between being the most popular kid on social media to needing to have their downtime to re-energize. And we want to make sure that we fit in there in the least amount of time possible, but maximizing the most in their smile experience.
Wow. Now tell me, what is it that you love about what you do?
Oh, well, I mean, if you can't see it, it's really no, I'm kidding. So I'm a team leader, and there's a lot of moving parts in order to make my job and my patient's experience successful. So,
Mhm.
the most rewarding thing is maybe not what you would expect. It's not the smiles that we create. It's actually the relationships that we build. And I'm not
Mm.
talking about relationships just between me and my patient families or directly with my patient. I'm also talking about the culture that we build with the team itself. And at Kaplan Orthodontics, we have these pillars. We have 5 of them. And we build everything in our relationships on those pillars. So, I mean, we're passionate about what we do is our first one. Our second one is that we embrace the changes, and changes aren't necessarily great. I mean, look what happened with COVID. We had to embrace that change and find a way to be able to provide a service that was comfortable for us as caregivers, as
Mhm.
well as for our patients to receive that care and our patients to feel comfortable. We pursue greatness through growth. I mean, we are stressed, and I don't mean stress as in like, oh my gosh, I'm totally emotionally stressed. We're stressed as far as like trying to make the practice and our systems and everything that we give and provide to our patients the best possible. And the only way that we can do that is being stressed and growing from that stress. We invest in our community and each other. In my office, we take the time to recognize successes of our own teammates. And
Mhm.
we also praise and are proud of the Dunwoody community, the Chamblee community, and the Sandy Springs community for all the things that they're doing. And so we reach out, whether it's by sponsorships or through parades or through festivals. Like, it's our goal to be a part of the community, not just be takers, but to make sure that we are integrated, involved, and partnering with our community. And lastly, this is really important, I think, for everyone in their lifestyle, is that you want to bend but never break. We don't give up on our principles, but we may have to flex a lot in order to satisfy a patient's need, or to be able to work with a product that we can't get access to because of a supply chain issue. Like, we focus on those things. And with our patients, I mean, I didn't have a relationship with my doctors, my orthodontist. I did, believe it or not, have a relationship with my dentist because he did the one thing that none of the other doctors in my life did, is that he took the time to ask about me, to joke around with me, to be a part of my life and to be interested in me. And we do the same thing. I mean, we engage everyone, whether it's what's your favorite movie, books, what's going on at school, you know, who you hanging out with, how was the game last week, what's going on at work. Our job is to develop an experience and to create an experience because that's what fuels us. It's not the smile. That's a great end result. That's a product of something that's much greater. And from the time somebody sees us either on a Facebook ad or Instagram, or they see us on a banner on the baseball field, to the time that they get their braces off or their Invisalign is done, we hope that we've created a journey that has developed an impression that we care about you, and it's not just about, hey, we're a business and we're providing a service. No, we're trying to create a relationship. So we don't just move teeth robotically. I mean, we're in it. We're in it to know about you and for us and to be a part of your lives and for you to be a positive part of our lives.
Now that is a very distinguished differentiation because the Kaplan experience sounds like something that everybody would want to be a part of.
I mean, we hear all the time, like folks will come in and we'll ask them, how did you hear about us? And they'll say, everybody in our neighborhood uses you. Everybody knows you. You're everywhere. You're this and that. And being ubiquitous in Dunwoody and Chamblee and Sandy Springs is a goal on a marketing side. So for businesses who are looking at this and looking for advice, it's, you know, do the best that you can, but really it's the internal relationships that give the people the confidence to be able to be interested in us and for us to be able to be successful with them. You always work best with open communication, and having a great relationship with your patients or your customers is so important. I love the stories that my teens tell me and that I can joke with them. And I love at the end of the day talking to a parent and saying, you see this gray that I've got growing in here? I've got teens also. So I totally get what you're going through. So it's really nice to be able to have a relationship.
Okay, well, I have one more burning question that I want to ask you. If you could tell me what are the top 3 pearls of successful ortho treatment, I think that would be phenomenal.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we talk about these all the time. Okay, so the number one pearl is please keep your teeth clean. Brush them twice a day. Floss them at least once a day. I mean, when I was early in my career, I developed this little phrase. It's called the 2-2-2 rule. So it's brush your teeth 2 times a day, brush for 2 minutes each time you brush, visit a dentist twice a year, and make sure you floss at least once a day. And I would go into elementary schools and say it over and over and over, the 2-2-2 rule. So that's my number one pearl. Teeth move best when they're clean. So know that. And the second is be compliant. So if your orthodontist says, please wear your retainer full-time for X amount of times, let's say full-time for 3 months and then move to nighttime only, don't wear it just when you want to wear it that way. And it's being prescribed for a reason, to try to prevent your teeth from moving. Teeth want to go back to where they were. And so if you give them an opportunity to remember where they're supposed to be, life is going to be so much better for you. And that's the same with rubber bands or your clear aligners or whatever your orthodontist is recommending. Being compliant is really important. And lastly, this is like the best. Partner with your orthodontist. My patients or the companies that we work with, anyone who partners with us, who says, hey, we know that this is not just one direction. It's not just the orthodontist giving information and the patient receiving it. It's communication back and forth. If something is confusing to you and you want to know the answer, text us, email us, call us. We're here to provide information. It's not just flowing one way. The funnel doesn't go this way. It's a two-way communication. So contact your doctor, talk with them. I mean, at Kaplan Orthodontics, our number one priority is to provide the best orthodontic experience for you. And that the result of that is a beautiful smile, but the journey along the way requires us to work together.
Well, I am so happy. I'm a real follower of 222. Now tell us, how can people find out more about your practice?
So there's lots of ways. The number one way would be get online, come to our website at www.jkaplanortho.com and just peruse through the different pages that we have. That's a great way of getting an overview. If you go onto Google and look at our reviews, you're going to see that people really enjoy being at our practice, whether it's our personality or the products that we offer, the results that we give. It's that relationship that is built, that's important. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, but those social media platforms bombard you a lot. So if you want to know just what's going on, come to our website or go to one of those social media platforms. But you can also just turn to your neighbor, because likely your neighbor knows something about us or has had an experience with us. Even if they didn't start treatment in our practice, they've likely come into the office and they've known us, and we've given them a great first impression, or we've given them a great opportunity to see what we're about and what our passions are and how we can be there to help them. We can't treat everyone, but we certainly try to give every single person a wonderful, caring experience when they come into the office.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for your partnership with the Dunwoody Perimeter Chamber. We thank you guys
Welcome.
out there for listening and tuning in, and go check out the Kaplan experience. I think you will not be disappointed. It was so great talking with you today, Dr. Kaplan.
Thank you, Siobhan. This has been a real honor to be able to be a part of the chamber and also have this opportunity to meet everyone in the community.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
You as well. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.